Hey friends, today we are going to talk about a very real world situation that every automation tester faces. So, let's suppose you executed 200 test cases using TestNG and 49 got failed. Now you want to collect details of only those 49 failed test cases automatically. So let's see the best and easiest way to do this using real code and real logic. So let's suppose our problem statement is, in TestNG, how can we automatically collect only the failed test cases after test execution? And why is this important? So you don't want to scroll through all the logs manually. You want to retry, report, or analyze only the failed tests, and maybe send a list to your team via email, log into a file, or rerun them. So the solution for this, we can use ITestListener interface. So TestNG gives us a way to listen to test results by implementing a class called ITestListener. So you will create a custom class that implements this interface and override the method on called. So there is one method that is onTestFailure. So this method will be automatically called whenever a test fails. So very first thing what I am going to do is I will be going to create one TestListener class which will be implementing ITestListener. So let's implement ITestListener. Okay. And there is one method that is onTestFailure. So public void onTestFailure, and inside this you can pass a parameter ITest result. And this method runs automatically when any test fails. So I will be going to print here system.out.println. So failed test case and result.get name. Fine. Now here what's happening is ITestListener is a built-in interface in TestNG. So we override onTestFailure. This is automatically triggered when any test case fails. And result.getName gives the name of the failed test case. So we can print it or log it anywhere, wherever you want. Now let us create one more class, that is sample tests class, and in this class we will use @listeners annotation. Fine. So what we will do here, @listeners with TestListener dot class. So this connects your test with the listener. Now we'll give one test as public void test1, with assert 1 equals 1, and we can give here @test annotation. So import org.testng.annotations.star. Okay. And another test if I take, that is basically test2 with assert, you can give as 2 equals 3. So this I am intentionally trying to fail. So one test case will pass and other will fail. Fine. So we created two tests here. Test1 that will going to pass, and test2 that will be going to fail. And because of @listeners TestListener.class, this one, our listener is attached. Now when test2 fails, onTestFailure is triggered and prints. So it will be going to print failed test case with its test name. Okay, so you can also you can also collect it in a list. So if you want to store all the failed test names and use them later, so what you can do, you can give here, you can go to TestListener class. Inside the TestListener class, you can create a list that is public static list of string with failed tests equals new array list. Fine. So let us import java.util.star. Fine. So what this line will do, now you have given onTestFailure, ITest result, and it will going to fail test case. So do one thing, just give here failed tests dot add. So whatever tests will be failing, it will be going to add it into this list, and result dot get name. Fine. So you can later use TestNG dot like TestListener dot failed test list to rerun them. You can email them. You can log them to a file. You can create custom reports. So now you can run this and see. So you could see here, it is showing me passed test 1 and failed test 2. Fine. Now it has just put it into the list. Okay. Now if you want to print it, just a minute. If you want to print this, you will see it will print with your failed test case with your test name. Let's see. See, it is showing you failed test case test 2. I hope now you understood. Let us make it in the list only. Okay. Fine. Now we can also register listener in TestNG.xml. So for that, you need to go to your TestNG.xml. You can give your class name, that is basically TestListener, with these tags XML, and here you can mention your class name, that is sample tests. Now if you can run it from here, so when you will run it, you will see the result. Okay, just a minute. So it is sample tests. Now let us run this and check. Perfect. So see, it is showing me that two tests ran, one passed, one failed. So now the real world uses of this trick. So see, if you will be using retry, only failed test using retry analyzer. So you can generate custom email reports. You can store failed test into an Excel, DB or log files. You can run only failed tests again using data from the listener. So I hope I made it very easy in making you all understand this thing. So you just learn how to automatically collect failed test cases in TestNG using ITestListener. So if you are building real frameworks or giving interviews, this concept is super important. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe for much more real world automation concepts explaining Very simple words. See you in the next video. Thank you everyone.